everybody. Welcome back to the Maple Grove Scripture Reading Podcast. Today we're going over just a couple of chapters 46 and 47. And we left off yesterday with Jacob being told that Joseph was still alive, and so he made the decision to travel to Egypt to be with Joseph. And so we'll pick up in chapter 46, where Jacob actually does set out for Egypt with all of his family, and on the way, God visits him in a dream, but he tells him not to be afraid and to continue to go down to Egypt. We then get another genealogy. This time it's of the 12 sons of Jacob through his 4 wives. After this, we get the reuniting of Joseph and Jacob when they get to the land of Goshen. And Jacob now says that he is ready to die since he has seen with his own eyes that Joseph was still alive. I can't even imagine what that must have been like for him. Not only just to hear that your son, who you thought was dead, is actually alive, but then to see him again and to be able to just physically embrace him, to hug him, to meet his children, to meet his wife. It had to have been overwhelming for Jacob, but he was able to do that, to make that journey down to Egypt and to just physically be with his son again. We move on to chapter 47, and in this chapter, we see that Joseph presents some of his brothers to Pharaoh, who tells Joseph to settle them in the best land in Goshen. I mean, and after all that Joseph had done to help Egypt during this famine, Pharaoh rewards his family through him. That's kind of what's happened with Joseph throughout. Other people keep getting blessed because of Joseph. And Joseph himself is even being blessed, but I keep seeing this all throughout, that other people are getting a blessing through Joseph. Then Joseph brings his father Jacob before Pharaoh, and Jacob actually gives Pharaoh a blessing this time as well. The famine continues to ravage the country, and the people come to Joseph for more food. Now, they've used all of their money from before, so now they sell him their livestock. And then the next year, they end up, because they don't have any more livestock, they end up selling their land to Pharaoh and also themselves to work for Pharaoh. And Joseph is the one who presented this idea to them. They were all okay with it. He also said that they needed to give a fifth of their crop to Pharaoh as kind of like a tithe, but it's only a fifth instead of a tenth. The Israelites, they settle in Egypt, in this land of Goshen. They were fruitful. They greatly increased in number. And then after 17 years of living in Goshen, Jacob is understanding that his time is very near to an end. So he tells Joseph, and he has him promise that he's going to take his body back to Canaan to bury him there, not bury him in Egypt. We're getting to that point in the story where it's a time of transition. And again, I just want to go back to that theme of trust that we've seen a few times. Trusting that the Lord is going to provide. Trusting God to put you in places where you're going to be able to thrive, but also, and probably more importantly, to fulfill his purposes. Even through these transitions, as we're going to see after Jacob's passing, that they continue to trust God. I mean, Jacob had made that decision to travel to Egypt, and the Lord still appeared to him and told him, you know what, don't be afraid to go. That the Lord said that he would make him into a great nation and that he would be with Jacob in Egypt and would surely bring him back out again, and that his son Joseph would be there when he passed away. Jacob trusted God, and we can trust God as well. Even though it's not always easy, even though there are times where we're going to be struggling, God is still going to be with us. And so we want to be like Jacob and just continue to put our trust in him. All right, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for listening. We hope to see you tomorrow. May God bless and have a great day.